Yeah. Warm greetings up. Feel free to visit uh my tapes, my video tapes on YouTube under my name, which is on the screen, Percy A. Lewis. I have going on 4 dozen tapes on there on various topics. But I want to talk to you about the demise of alcoholics. And you can go into the chapter feed and enter your comments, and I will respond accordingly. So, look, the demise of alcoholics, together with their families, is that alcoholics are unfit for work. An alcoholic user, just to clarify and explain, is anyone ranging from a social drinker on one extreme to an alcoholic on the other. So this term, so-called functional, with respect to alcohol, or rather pharmaceutical uses, is in opposition, is used in opposition to non-functional, functional, non-functional. And functional simply means able to function. And so non-functional therefore means the opposite, not able to function. Another way of putting it, incapacitated for work. However, in my opinion, and I'm a spiritual scientist, there is no such thing as a functional alcoholic. You hear me? There is no such thing as a functional alcoholic. Why? Because an alcoholic is unable to function. So that's an oxymoron. She does not have a regulator, habitually drinks in excessively, is either unwilling or unable to stop drinking. Hence the reason alcoholism is likened to a disease wherein the host is in need of professional care and treatment. I need you to hear me on this. Being consumed by any spirit at all makes you or someone unable to work. And I'm talking whether you're consumed with your own spirit, as in you become ecstatic, or you're consumed with pharmaceuticals, marijuana and the like, or alcohol, spirit in all its forms. If you're consumed by it, you're unable to work. The one of the seven most vital chakras is the crown of ecstasy, which lies outside the body and floats about 2 inches above the head. A person who is ecstatic is oblivious to either time or space. In a spiritual context, that person is exuberant, joyful in such a way that spirituality is timelessness. It's in that realm where it's non-physical, no boundaries. You only have boundaries in physicality, the boundaries of time and space, you know, with an assist from gravity. But in spirituality, you're boundless. There is no such thing as time. There is no such thing as space. As a matter of fact, the concepts everywhere and nowhere refer to God exclusively and the realm of the spirit. Because you can't, there are no coordinates for those. Everywhere and nowhere. You can't put them on a GPS. So a person who is ecstatic is oblivious to both time and space. The mind machine can go on forever. Why? Because it belongs to the spirit world. So you never get near weary mentally. I need you to be clear on this. Now, the body, on the other hand, would eventually crumble because physicality has its limitations, limitations of both space and time. Enter your shadow feet, enter into the shadow feet, make your comments, ask your questions, I'll answer you. You want to challenge me in this? Go right ahead. A mature devotee to spirituality is balanced. Okay? Given she is grounded, always seeing and thinking with clarity. Whereas he or she gets ecstatic from time to time, normally that person, a devotee to spirituality, only carries around a small dose of ecstasy so as so that she can function, you know, most every day with just a little dose. Why? Once again, because being ecstatic is being drunk, whether by the divine spirit or by the excessive use of pharmaceuticals, alcohol, and the like. Take that to the bank, my friend. Ah, evil is a word created by religion to juxtapose the word good. However, God created everything good. Yeah? Isn't that what you read in Genesis? I believe it. Hmm. let me say this to you, referring to all forms of energy, because you comprise the five elements which are similar to the composition of the created universe. Same five elements in the exact same quantities. If you want to know the nature of your existence, you can compare it with the created universe. It's the same composition, same five elements, except you can't take one picture frame of the created universe. It's too vast. And you have the choice to also compare with an atom, except it's too small to even see with the naked eye. But you are comprised of 72% water, 4% fire, 6% air, 12% earth, and 6% space. The same five elements of which the created universe are comprised. Alcohol, likened to guns with bullets, yeah, also likened to atomic energy, which is used for radiation cancer treatment. Energy, in and of itself, is God's creation, my friend. God created everything good. So don't condemn the alcohol. It's not the alcohol. God created everything good. And so it can only become corrupted in the hands of men, such as yourself, the end user. Man, to manage your quantities. Anything in excess is bad. Everything was created good. Hello? I don't know. I don't know. Go back. to the table, the drawing board, whatever you do your homework. But I'm here to help you. I've been to Japan, seen the effects of the damage of the atomic bomb the United States dropped on Hiroshima. And as Belize focal point for atomic energy at the time, I traveled at least 4 times to Austria, the capital of IAEA, the International Agency for Atomic Energy, where scientists from all over the world, in collaboration with the United Nations, insist on using atomic energy to provide electricity, to mitigate diseases and the like. You know, Belize first called on IAEA in 2009, called their assistance to address the citrus disease, citrus greening, so as to eliminate fruit flies by using the sterile insect. IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, also provided support for Belize in using nuclear and related techniques to diagnose and control various animal and potentially broader agricultural diseases, such as shrimp, swine fever, rabies, avian influenza. Since 2010, that's been happening. As I'm speaking to you now, we have a gaslighter president, so-called first world, free of the free world, the guinea gog of the free world, poised right there with his thumb on the nuclear code. So help us God. For the entire world is in this precarious position. Again. Not back to back, but it's in second term. By the way, I also spent 6 weeks doing postgraduate work in foreign policy and diplomacy in Germany, where I visited, among other, the Berlin Wall and the museum to see the documented evidence of what Hitler did. Adolf, the man was brilliant. What can I say? Except he channeled the energy in the wrong direction, given he was racist. I've also been to Brussels, Belgium, which Brussels boasts hundreds, likely over 1,000 distinct brands of beers. I'm a dark beer kind of guy. Here in Belize, we call it stout. So I sampled a few, however, never got consumed by alcohol. My dad, who spent his last 10 years here, living under our roof with me and my family, he was transformed right here. Believe me, I never knew someone could be transformed from alcohol, because my dad became an alcoholic since I was a kid. When he lost his job down there in the savannas, many men like him, they lumped up the post. They were out of work. They never had psychologists in the 60s, 70s. Not at home. So they called this place Gallon Jug up there in the north, and he would go out there and camp. Then the Gallon Jug, they cut the logwood and the mahogany trees and drifted them through the river. We built a house from that, my dad did. But then, to his shock and dismay, the job itself closed down. That's how he became an alcoholic. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know about, transitioning. However, by the grace of God, he was transformed. And when he was living here with my family, With God, anything is possible. An alcoholic needs professional treatment together with a strong support structure. Yeah. And the entire family needs counseling, not only the patient. But I just before I cap this up, I just want to repeat again. Okay? There's no such thing as a functional alcoholic because an alcoholic cannot function. The word functional is spoken in opposition to non-functional. Functional means you can work, you can operate. Non-functional means you're incapacitated, i.e. for work. And once again, what happens with spirituality, whether you're consumed by pharmaceuticals, alcohol, or consumed with the Spirit of God or your own spirit? In the spirit realm, the body never gets weary. It's a mental spiritual thing, dichotomy. Your mind never gets weary. So whether you're consumed with your own spirit, the Spirit of God, or alcohol, inducement from outside, or any spirit for that matter, you cannot function. You're consumed. It's a mental exercise. What happens in spirituality, the devotee to spirituality is in an enlightenment, so-called enlightenment phase, the stage. The mind is consumed and you become oblivious to time and space. Now, in the physical realm, on the other hand, there are limitations. So, one consumed with alcohol or other pharmaceuticals, all of a sudden he realizes the nature of gravity. When the knees begin to buckle and the like, after a while, when he becomes consumed, he loses his balance, she. Because the body has those limits. So eventually, the mind of an alcoholic never gets weary, but the body, its limitations, eventually caves in. You can die on your feet. The knees wobble. So I'm going to end up with, I'm going to cap it there. But let me get your comments and I'm going to respond to them. Let it be so. Ito lahat, God. Kaya siya. Ayo.